Welcome everyone here to the Smash Sports Show right here on Smash FM here on a Monday afternoon here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go across to our friends over in the US, and of course we're heading to well, I was going to say sunny California, but it's very late Sunday night over there. Of course, we're heading to into the Pacific women's basketball team, and of course they just came off a 6-point win over San Diego yesterday, and of course they do have a big clash against Santa Clara on Friday, our time. And of course, we got one of the Aussies join us right now to tell us a bit about it. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, thank you for this opportunity and letting me come on and share a bit of my experience.
I'm going to get you to introduce yourselves and tell us what season you're now over there with the Tigers.
Yes, so I'm Tyler Tour. This is my first season with the Tigers, so I am a freshman. Yeah, I've been here since August, so just over, about 5, 6 months around that mark now. But yeah, it's been lots of fun, been very busy, but yeah.
As I mentioned, your team just came off a critical 6-point win against San Diego. Tell us a bit about the match.
Um, I think, yeah, we knew coming in, like, especially like on the road, like it was always going to be tough. Like, I think we've struggled with, playing away for the last few games. So, something different we did was we came in and we had an extra shoot around, which we don't usually do. So the day before the game, we went in, we shot around a bit, nothing too crazy. And yeah, I think that helped with like a lot of our like shooting percentages and stuff. I think we started off a bit slow. We did struggle with the rebounding. I think they out rebounded us pretty much the whole game. But like for us, it was all about like, making sure we make the most out of the possessions that we did have on the offensive side. And luckily, we did, come away with the win. It was a close game.
What did the team take out of that game against San Diego on the road, and hopefully try to do something similar, but obviously improve on that performance as you head towards a game against a couple of Aussies, your next opponent in Santa Clara?
I think we had a much better second half, which we have been struggling with, beginning conference. Normally we start off really well and we have like a few dips with the third, fourth quarter, but I think against San Diego, we actually picked it up or we maintained our level of play. So I think that's definitely something that we want to bring into our next game and games ahead of us.
How's practice been like? I know I don't know if you already had practice or not, but how if you have, how's it been like? Or have you had your video sessions yet?
We haven't, we've had a day off today, but practices like in general, they've been good. A lot tougher than like practices that like back home in Australia, like a lot longer, I would say. You're just staying dialed in for however long, we're training. But yeah, lots of film, going over plays. Like, yeah, a lot of it has been tough, but paying off in the end.
Tell me about your coach.
Bradley, so he's like almost he's such a dad. I would explain him like that, but he's a very nice guy. He's all about, having high energy, like positive body language, like, high fives, all of that. So that's him. And then I would say our associate, like assistant coach, Amy Starr, she's like the more tougher coach, but I do think a lot of it is like tough love. But she's the one that will really push us and hold us accountable. But overall, like the coaching staff, they're very good people. I think they've like completely changed like the type of player I am, and yeah, I'm grateful to be playing under all of them.
You do have another Aussie teammate over there with you. Obviously, we'll have her on the show in a couple of minutes, but tell us a bit about Kaylee, and what have you learned from her, even though she's a Victorian?
Um, well, I've actually met Kaylee in 2023 when we were both on the recruiting ATC Academy team. So we came and we went to Chicago together, playing in the same team where we both got recruited by Coach Bradley Davis. So I already knew her coming into this, so that was really like I think it was really cool, like knowing I knew someone like before moving countries. But we're also roommates now, which I think is, crazy to me. But it's been really nice to have not only another Australian, but like a friend, a roommate, a teammate. Like a lot of the things like we've done for the first time, I guess we get to like do it together. So I've never felt alone, and it's nice to have like I guess a bit of home, with me. And
Yeah.
yeah, so it's been really nice overall.
Ask, isn't it? Normally, I ask this when I normally have two players on the show at the same time, but I'm going to ask you this: what have you learnt from her on and off the court?
Um, Good question. On the court, I would say I've learned she's a very vocal player, and that's something I think I've struggled with. But she's very like whatever she's doing, she's gonna communicate that. Like she's very vocal. You can hear her. I've definitely learned of her like in that sense. And off the court, I've learned like we're very similar, but we're also very different. But I've learned that like despite that, like we're still very much living the same experiences out. And yeah, I think, yeah, that's I guess what I've learned from her off the court. Like, I think us both being from Australia, like, we're bound to, have things that we relate to each other with and stuff like that.
So tell us me about your basketball journey to where you are now.
So I started playing when I was around 9 years old, and I started playing at Southern District Spartans, which is in Carina, which is Brisbane and in Queensland. And I played all my juniors out there. Then I started playing for the NBL one season. The last 2 years I was back home, and I was a development player, but I think that really helped, playing against and alongside, some semi-professional and professional players. I also played representing Queensland my last 2 years as well. So the last 2 years before I left were like some pretty like big years for me, I guess. And then to get to college, I pretty much signed with ATC Academy,
Mhm.
which is like a recruiting program. And that's how I pretty much got here, which I'm, forever grateful for that opportunity. And yeah, I guess that leads me to here where I am now.
Mentioned about representing Queensland the last two seasons, which obviously Queensland got bronze in both of them in the national titles. What will be some highlights throughout that?
I think the very first year when I was bottom age was probably like making the team because growing up when I was playing juniors, I wasn't always a Division 1 player. I played, I think, Division 3 for my first 3 years. So it was always like a dream. And like I remember the plays that would make the team, and I always thought like that was so hard to like get there. So I think when I first made it, it was very like that was definitely a milestone. But yeah, playing alongside, some really great girls and like um I think it's crazy. Like I played against them here. Like I played against Lulu, who's California, and then Alice Dart, who's at Washington State. So I think that like I made a lot of like lifelong friends. Yeah, I think that's been really big for me in my basketball journey.
One thing that you didn't mention as well was you played in the Oceania tournament about almost 6 years ago now, and under 17s for Samoa. What did that mean to you?
That meant a lot to me. I was very young. I think I was like 14 or 15 playing in the under 17s team. But I think a lot of it was more about like representing my heritage, my ancestors, my family and all of that. So that was really amazing. We went to New Caledonia, and again, I met, some amazing people who I'm still very close with today. But yeah, a lot of that was just for, I guess, like, I'm full Samoan, so that meant a lot to, I know my family, my parents, but yeah, I guess my heritage overall.
I guess for everyone out there who have I guess not much of an understanding how important the culture is in the Pacific Islands, and especially where you're from in Samoa. Just tell us how important is culturally there in the Pacific Islands, especially in Samoa.
it's a big thing. Obviously, we're a very small country. So like um, like when you're from such a small community and like you see your people or like, you see people of the same, ethnicity like succeed. It's such a big thing. And like I'm blessed to have such a, big family back home supporting me. But yeah, like I think it all comes down to like family. I think a lot of Samoans are very like rooted in that, similarly. And yeah, I couldn't have done it without them. So that's like been, a big, they're very close to my heart. So yeah.
Tells me about the Southern Districts, the Mighty Spartans.
Yes, it's been amazing. Like again, I played all my juniors there. Like I never once thought about, oh, I should go to another club. Yeah, I just pretty much, I was very happy. It was close to home. The level of basketball was really good. And I think they did a really good job of like involving their junior players in the NBL1 senior program. So yeah, I was blessed enough to play from juniors all the way up into the highest level they had there. So missing playing against underneath, those colors and stuff.
What does the sport of basketball mean to you now, and especially now you're over there in Pacific?
It means a lot to me. My dad played basketball. He's the one that, really got me, playing and stuff. But yeah, it's like I guess all I've ever known and I love it. So I'm just grateful that I'm able to do something I love while being able to study and, travel, meet new people. I think it's such an amazing opportunity playing college basketball. So yeah.
And how's it like there in, I think Pacific is based at Stockton in California?
It's there's a lot of differences to Australia, I will say, but the people it's very like diverse. There's lots of people out here, different, food places, but yeah, everything's different, honestly. I think it's just an amazing opportunity again. And yeah, sometimes I think it's like a dream, but no, this is real life. So yeah.
Mentioned that it's your freshman year. Um, I know we don't want to look too far ahead, but do you have any short or long term goals? Either short term net when you're now at college, and obviously long term after you finish college.
Short-term goals, I would say like I guess like I think next year will be like a bigger year. Like I know like coming in as a freshman it is hard and stuff, but like I am hoping like next year I think we have a like an opportunity for like a lot of the like lower classes, so like the freshmen, the sophomores, to like step up and fulfill. We're obviously losing three of our seniors who are like very like crucial parts of our team. So like I guess I feel like a short-term goal for me would be to like be either like starting or like a second rotation in the lineup for next year. And in terms of a long-term goal for after college, I would probably say like maybe playing overseas, somewhere in Europe or even playing back home in Australia. I think that would be cool.
How you mentioned how good it is to have another Aussie with you, and obviously being your roommate as well. So, how good is it to sort of go, at least you've got someone there that you can relate to, and understand what they're going through as well, amongst, I guess, the rest of your teammates. You obviously are locals there.
Yeah, I guess like when we like things that are different, I can be like, yeah, don't you think that was so, crazy? And she'll agree with me. Or like, yeah, back home, we don't say it like that, or we call this differently. And it's like nice to have someone that will like be like, yeah, yeah. So I think that's been really cool. And like, I guess when we like, you know, I guess songs or things that we're used to, it's like cool to have like, someone to talk to about stuff like that.
Be your advice to people in Queensland that should, get involved in basketball?
I think if you're playing basketball and you're enjoying it and you're like willing to travel, move countries for the sport like basketball, I think playing college basketball is such an amazing experience. I think at this age it's like this is like the time where you want to travel, you want to study, you're pretty much getting your scholarship for free, like your degree for free, all just because you're putting in the work on the court. And I think, yeah, it's such an amazing opportunity that not everyone gets to have. So I highly recommend, looking into pathways that way.
You're forward, a set
Yeah.
foot forward. Do you have a dream position where you love to play on the court, or you're happy where you are?
I've always played as a forward, but I would say maybe being a little point guard would be cool for a day or something like that, something different. But yeah, I've always played as a forward, so I think doing something else could be fun for some time.
So let's finish off a couple light-hearted questions about your teammates there at the Tigers, which is who had the most embarrassing moments on the court this season, either during practice or during a game, and what was it?
I will say during practice, Alva Linville, she's one of my freshman, teammates. She has a tendency of falling over, slipping over during practice. I would say she gets that one. Yeah, I don't know. And it could be we're just walking through plays and next thing you know, Alva's on the floor. But yeah, I would say Alva for that one.
Now, who's the comedian, the best singer, and the best dancer on the team?
The comedian, I would say there are a few comedians, but I would say Jamie Kent. She is full of energy, full of stories, full of life. She will come in the locker room with a new joke, new something every single day. Um, the best singer, I would say, is Elizabeth Elliott. We like to play like a lot of karaoke games or lip sync battles, which we've done in the past. So I will give it to her. And then the best dancer would have to be Lauren Glazier. She was the winner of our lip sync battle we had earlier this year. But yes, she's full of moves, that one. And those would be my big three.
Okay. So you mentioned about the lip sync side of things. What was the song that you were lip syncing to?
Well, we all had different songs. So we have like sidekick groups, and it was Lauren, Kaylee, and Sydney. They won it actually, and they were dancing to "Sexy" and I Know It. That was the song. And yeah, it was 3 minutes of lip syncing, dance moves, costumes. But yeah, they took it out and they won that for the team.
Okay, I can't wait to have Kaylee on the show very soon. I'm going to ask you about that.
Yes,
So...
please ask her about that.
I might see if I can get her to reenact that one. So,
yes, please.
All right. Do you have a pre-game superstition, ritual, or routine?
Yes, I do. So I love a pre-game coffee, which has been hard to find good coffee in America, I feel, but there is a place I have found. So yes, I guess that was one of the hardest things was actually finding good coffee. But yeah, I love an iced caramel latte on game day. That's my pre-game superstition.
Now, have you convinced any of your teammates to come with you to sunny Queensland during the off season?
Yes, well, I'm trying right now to convince the seniors to come, and they haven't, booked any flights yet, but I'm literally asking everyone because I think they need to see what life's about in Australia, and I think they would all love it there. So yeah, I'm trying.
Okay. And how's the Aussie accent going around your teammates other than Kaylee?
Other than Kaylee, I think they're getting better. They're getting used to it more and more. Something crazy is a lot of people thought I was British coming
Oh,
here. Yeah, which I found was random. But yeah, they hear the Australian and Kaylee's accent and then they think I'm British, which is crazy. But yeah.
does the team have a hype song?
No, we do not. I wouldn't say one. We do love listening to, the locker room, the speaker, like before games, but I wouldn't say there's one song yet. Maybe soon we will find one song for us, but I couldn't name just one right now.
Okay. We'll finish with these last two, which is any funny moments that's happened on the road.
There's been a few actually, but I would say, I guess like this is like I guess in general, but like I love like when we're all staying at like a hotel and we're all like coming in and out of the rooms. Like that's not really funny, but it's like, yeah, there's always something we're doing all together throughout the hallways of the hotels. I think that's been, very fun team bonding experience.
You're talking about Aussie accent a moment ago. How's your American accent going?
Oh, it's not going anywhere. I can't like I would always try because they would like joke around like about things, but it's so hard, and sometimes I can't take it serious. Sometimes I think it's the movie, and I'm just an actor listening to them. But yeah, it's been hard. It's also like a lot of like the little lingo. I'm still getting used to, but yeah.
Welcome everyone back out here to the Smash Board Show right here on Smash FM here on a Monday afternoon here in Melbourne. Because let's head back to Stockton, California. Of course, it's been with the University of Pacific Tigers women's basketball team who had a critical win over San Diego on the road by 6 points. Of course, they do have Santa Clara on Friday, our time, because we got a Melburnian on the show, because we had a teammate, Tyler, on the show a moment ago. And of course, we got her, her teammate, Kaylee, joins right now to tell us a bit about that game from her point of view. Thanks, Kaylee, for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm so glad to be here.
No worries. Well, tell us your point of view on the big critical game against San Diego yesterday.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough game. We started off pretty strong, as we do usually in the first half. It was a 2-point game at the start of the end of the second quarter. The team played really well together. We persevered. In those high pressure moments when the games are so close, it really does come down to like who wants it more. And we were able to pull away through with that win. So that was really good. And it's really good for us to now, get the momentum and get the ball rolling and start adding on top to those wins. So it was really good to see.
I'm assuming there would be some positives coming out of that game, especially with the win to go into the next game, which is quite a few Aussies on Santa Clara, which and of course a couple of your Dandenong teammates there as well.
There definitely is. It's a little bit of a rivalry there, but no, I'm looking forward to playing Santa Clara, and like I said, I'm hoping trying to build up these wins. It's going to be really good for us coming in on Thursday or Friday Australian time. So I'm hoping that's going to help us. We can take advantage of it for sure.
Counting down those days to where you're going to finally see your Dandenong teammates now on the opposite side of the court.
Yeah, we do. It's so interesting to see going from playing with them to now I'm in the different colors on the opposite side.
Have you figured out which of the Aussie players from Santa Clara that you're going to be matching up against?
There's definitely a few that will be like key players that we will have to shut down when we play them. So I'm hoping with the scout and everything and knowing them, I'm hoping it will be okay. We can get that win.
Is there any particular one that you look like you really want trying to convince your coach to match you up against?
It's definitely Hannah Rapp is a very big name. She's transferred out of St. Mary's, so she's a lot older than me, but she used to actually coach me when I was younger. Fun fact. So we kind of an interesting little matchup there.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to see how that one goes.
It will be interesting for sure.
A freshman. How's it been like this past 2-3 months of the season as the first year?
Overall the experience has been great. I've learned some things that I don't think I ever would have learned before if I hadn't have like came here. Definitely the first few months, being an international student, it is tough. There's goods and bads, the homesickness, and stuff like that. But I think ultimately, like, it's such a rewarding experience, playing abroad, and how important it is, to meet new people and play a different style of game, because the American and Australian style are a little bit different. But ultimately, I think, it's been such a great experience. And as a freshman, I feel like that's where you really develop the most. You're coming in as the baby of the team, as they say. So ultimately, like, it's such a good experience, really. It's been really good the last few months.
Coach Brad,
Bradley's a great guy. He's such a dad, is what we call him. He he's on the court, he's tough on us. He, wants to see the best in us, really. He just wants our very best, and that's all he can really ask for. Off the court, also an amazing guy. Such a good mentor as well, especially with us freshmen, making sure like we're comfortable and stuff. Especially being internationals as well, being so far from home. So he's really good with that stuff. And as a coach too, yeah, he's a great coach. I've learned so much already in such the short time I've been here. So I can't imagine across the next 4 or 5 years.
A bit about your teammate who I just interviewed, Tyler.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I believe that both you knew each other before you came to Pacific. Tell us a bit about your side of how you know Tyler.
Yeah, so we actually did. We had the opportunity to play with each other. We came on a USA tour to play in the Nike Tournament of Champions, which was in Chicago I believe it was 2022 or 2023 we did that. And that's kind of how we met, and we became really good friends. And then about 6 to 12 months later, we ended up playing against each other at nationals. She played for Queensland and I played for Victoria. So we got to play each other, which was pretty cool too. It was good knowing that as well, because we had both already committed to Pacific. So it was good being able to play against each other, and then also know that we're going to soon be teammates.
Okay, she didn't mention about that part. I'm wondering if she didn't mention it because did Victoria beat Queensland by any chances?
No, we actually didn't. It was the quarterfinals, and we actually lost.
Oh, that makes it worse for what she did.
I have no idea why she didn't mention that. Maybe she forgot. It probably slipped her mind. It was a close game, though. From what I can remember, it was very close, but I think they slipped away with the win.
Yeah. Okay, so I need to ask, I'm assuming it's better to have her on your team than playing against her, I'm assuming.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, she's a beast in the paint, so I'm going to let her do that. It's much better to be a teammate.
You just mentioned about that. So obviously she's a 6-foot forward, but you're a 6'2" guard, according to the Pacific website. So my question I'm going to ask you is: have you actually guarded against her at nationals? And then the second part is: do you prefer a guard or a forward?
So I actually used to play forward. So I have had a little bit of experience, like when we did play against each other at nationals and stuff, even at trainings, back in the USA tour, I have played against her or matched up on her. I would 100% say though, I do prefer playing guard, and I always knew I was going to be a guard when I came here, just because of my style of play. Yeah, I personally prefer it a little better. I mean, they both have their challenges, but I think just my style, it suits me better.
She also prefers a guard too. So,
yeah.
Now
that's interesting from her.
Oh, okay.
I would not have picked that. I would not have picked that, to be honest.
Now, of course, along the way, you've had some amazing achievements, including you got the MVP honor for your school, Caulfield Grammar, one of the best schools here, as well as winning the AP Basketball Premiership as well. Which one of those two achievements means a lot more to you?
That's hard. Look, I would have to say probably the AP Premiership, because MVP is more of an individual achievement. I don't think it really reflects, as a whole, like how important AP school is, because that's the best players across all the private schools in Victoria make that team, and then being able to win that really shows like what the group of girls could do that came together to play in that APS school team. Of course, I'm happy I was, MVP, but I feel like the APS Premiership really reflects, the high level that I was playing at. So, yeah.
You're going to have to explain to us the award, the Colours Award and the Double Colours Award. What does that, relate to for everyone out there who don't know what that is?
Yeah, so the Colours Award essentially is a way of kind of saying, the most, how do I say, the most impactful people on the team for that specific year, they get awarded the colors award. And essentially the double colors means you're awarded it for the second time in a row. So the next year. And then if you were to get triple colors, that means you got it 3 times in a row. And then the year after that, quadruple, and it just kind of goes on. So you're essentially just getting re-awarded that award.
Which one? The Colors Award means a lot more to you, the 22 or the 23 season?
Definitely the 2023 season. We did play for the Cup, the Premiership Cup, that 2023 season. And I feel like getting the double colors award really just showed that I was still, my improvement was still increasing and I wasn't staying stagnant. That was really important. That was kind of a goal of mine at the start of the season, was to make sure I was still having an impact, a high impact on the team.
So let's talk a bit about your Dandenong journey. So what would be some highlights throughout your Dandenong journey?
So I've actually been at Dandenong since bottom age under 12s. It's the only club I've ever been at. But I would 100% say it was my top age under 18 season. We came along and won the VJBL VC Championship, right. Which is the highest division you could play at, the VC level. So it was really awesome to come away knowing we were the number 1 in Victoria. That was 100% my highlight. I still remember that. I still have the medals. I still have all the posters. It was an amazing time.
Now, of course, you won that at Nuttawading, at the graveyard. Yes. They call it out there at the Spectres. How good was the win at Nuttawading? And I must admit, you mentioned about that was probably the best team. I think I agree, definitely the best team. But you had the best coaching staff I've seen, especially at the junior level. What have you learned from special? And one of those coaches, obviously, is a WNBL champion herself, and an NBL 1 champion. Tell us how special was your coaching staff in particular?
Claire, our head coach, I had never had a female coach before her, so I was a little unsure how that was going to go. But no, without her, I don't think we would have ended up where we ended up. She has knowledge far beyond her years. Basketball wise, she was such a great mentor to me. I was also taught a lot of things off the court. She was such a good coach. I can't explain it enough. She, even the assistant coaches as well, we had a special assistant coach named Laura, and she did all the statistics. We had someone kind of specialized for everything. Even our team manager, we couldn't have, half of us would not have been ready for the games without him. The coaching staff just kind of what made it really happen, to be honest.
So how long did you wear your medal around your neck for, and did you sleep with it? Be honest.
Look, we did
have a couple of seasons ago now.
No, I still remember it like it was yesterday. We did have a little celebration after, so you best believe it was glued to my neck. And then I may have slept with it, not around my neck, but it was next to me. It may have been right there. So when I turned over, I would see it. It was definitely a highlight.
And did you bite on your medal, most importantly?
Of course I did. I had to in the photos for sure.
Yep. Now, of course, the banner or the pennant as well. Did you wear as the cape?
I did. We all had a little go. Really calling me out here. We all had a little go of wearing it as a cape. We had a very fun time after that win.
You mentioned, obviously, do you miss your 2023 teammates?
1000%. I think about them honestly almost every day. I feel like, when I've been at a club for so long and I've formed those relationships with people from such a young age, it kind of sticks with you. And I know those, even on the court, they're my teammates, but even off the court, they're my best friends for life. I wish I could have one more go at playing with them. So 100%.
Now, what does the sport of basketball mean to you, and especially being there at Pacific?
Basketball has been always really important to me. It's always kind of been my outlet, not having to think about school or stress or, anything outside of basketball, really. It's kind of just always been my escape. since I was very little. At Pacific, it means a lot to me, the opportunity I've been given. And I'm trying to just like prove to myself, most importantly, and others, why I deserve to be here. Chipping away every day, trying to get better and better. And I feel like it just helps in all aspects of life, everything that you learn in basketball, whether it comes to like teamwork, patience, your work ethic. I feel like it really encompasses like life skills that you need also off the court. So yeah, it really does mean a lot to me.
I've asked Tyler this question. I'm going to ask you
Mm-hmm.
the same question I asked her. So I
Mm-hmm.
asked her, what have you learned? What did she learn from you on and off the court? So I'm going to ask the same question back to you. What have you learned from her on and off the court?
Um, on the court, I've definitely learnt she's got some great post moves. So I've put one or two in my bag. She doesn't know that.
Oof.
Secret admirer. Yeah. Little admiring from afar from, the 3-point line. Um, and off the court, I would definitely say her patience. She's a very calm person, whereas I get stressed very easily. And we actually room together. So we're
Yes.
roommates. So I do see her, every day. Definitely say her patience for sure. She's a very easygoing person. So I could definitely, um, you know, try that.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you this question as well.
Uh-huh.
Being the two Aussies there,
Hmm.
I'm assuming, it's a lot better to have two you there to, understand what both of you going through, considering, compared to your other teammates who are mainly locals.
Hmm. No, it is. It's really good because we can connect. We kind of understand each other a little bit better, being like 15,000, 12,000 kilometers away from home. I feel like at the very, very start of the season, in the summer when we were training pre-season, I feel like we were there to like pick each other up when things got hard and stuff. And we were able to talk it out and talk to each other. And I feel like that really helped, being able to, feel the way that we both were feeling, being so far away from home and kind of understanding it a little bit better.
Do you have any short-term goals in college? Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
being a freshman as well. And
Mm-hmm.
then the second part of that question, do you have any long-term goals post college?
Yeah, so short-term goals would definitely be, as I start to progress sophomore, senior, junior, etc. I would definitely like to make a conference team, an all conference team. Um, that's kind of a shorter term goal. Long term goal though, I want to play NBL one after college. Um, yeah, and kind of do semi or professional play in the professional league, whether that's also in Europe, somewhere like that. Yeah, still continue to play basketball. Yeah, after college.
What would be your advice to people back home that should get involved in basketball, especially here in Victoria?
Give it a go, no matter what age. You're never too old to start playing. If you've never played before, if you have that passion inside of you, the talent will come. Just keep on working at it, and don't be afraid to just give it a try. If you love it, just continue to play, whether it's just at domestic level or you decide to play club. um yeah, just put yourself out there. You never know what could happen. I was so young one day and I decided, oh, my parents both play basketball, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to give it a crack, and I ended up where I am now. You're never too late. Some people do blossom at an older age. Yeah, you just never know.
We'll finish with a couple light-hearted questions about your teammates. Now, let's
Mm-hmm.
see if we get very similar answer to what Tyler mentioned earlier. So, who had
Uh-huh.
the most embarrassing moments on the court, either during practice or during the game, and what was it?
Embarrassing. Oh, I feel bad for talking about this. Um, Probably when, oh, embarrassing moment. We've had a couple girls fall on their face a few times. Um, the sometimes, yeah, the floor or the courts are a little slippery sometimes. Um, we've also had some girls run out because, yeah, we've been feeling sick and stuff. So yeah, we've had a couple of upset moments. Me personally as well being one of them. That wasn't, yeah, I'll I'll call myself out there. I've had to run out a few times in the preseason. Definitely a couple embarrassing moments, but we all laugh about it at the end of the day. We've all been there at some point. But yeah, we've definitely had a couple of nasty trips and falls that have been pretty funny.
Anyone in particular?
Me and couple of our one of my fellow freshman teammates have fallen. Her name's Alva, and she's a little clumsy. Did she say the same thing?
Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did.
Yeah, I thought so. She's a little clumsy, that one, and she just falls on her face a lot.
Just let you know, we love you, Alva. So, but
we do. We love you.
Okay, so let's see you can match on these next three. So, who's the comedian, the best singer, and the best dancer on the team?
Hands down, the best dancer is Lauren Glazier. She knows how to dance. Best singer. That's interesting because no one can really sing. Oh, no. Naya, she's our music major. She is a great singer. Naya Lowry, she's a sophomore. Comedian. Yeah, that's got to be Lauren again. She's hilarious. She is very funny.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, Lauren Glazier as well. She could have her own stand-up show. That's how funny she is.
Yeah, that's interesting because Tyler said Jamie is a comedian and Elizabeth's a singer.
Jamie said.
Apparently there was a lip syncing contest.
And do you want to know who won that?
Yeah.
Me, Lauren, and Sydney Ward. We were the ones that won that.
Yes, and I'm glad you mentioned it because I was going to follow up with this because exactly what Tyler was mentioning before. What was this particular song you three was lip syncing to? I know this one.
I didn't choose the song. It was Lauren, and it was Sexy and I Know It. Fun fact, we planned it like 3 days before the actual real gig, and we left it to the last minute and still won. I don't know how we did it, but yeah, Lauren did all the planning and we just did what we were told, did some dance moves, and yeah, we won basically.
That's probably going to make your teammates so cranky for the fact that you only prepared for it 3 days before and you still won it. So
yeah, I know. And what's worse is there's video proof that I had to do that. So that haunts me to this day. Yeah.
It's not out in public, is it?
No, I'm hoping it stays that way.
Oh, I'm glad Charlie didn't mention that part.
Yeah, I just kind of called on myself there. So, but yeah, no, it's funny.
Have you convinced any of your teammates to come with you to Melbourne?
I definitely have. A few of them I've always wanted to go to Australia, but my best friend, Sydney, she wants to come and visit. She's a junior from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she'll be coming down once she graduates or over the summer break. Yeah, but a few of the others as well, they want to come, the other freshmen, the one from Sweden, Alva, and then Daria from Serbia, they also want to come down to Australia. So there's definitely a few that I hope we can get across.
And how's the Aussie accent going around your teammates?
I'm still upholding my accent, I hope.
Yes, you are. Apparently. Yep.
Yeah. Even Tyler as well. I've been told I have a really strong accent, so I'm probably not going to lose it, according to the Americans. But yeah, no, it's still there. Yeah.
Now, I'm glad you mentioned about Tyler's one because she believes, according to her teammates, that her accent sounds British.
Yeah, which is interesting because I also get told that she sounds British, but yeah, I get told that she sounds British as well. but I've personally, I can't really tell. As an Australian myself, I feel like we sound the same. So
Yeah.
then, yeah, no, I've had some crazy things be said to me as well. Apparently, I sound very Southern. Like I'm from Southern. Yeah, I don't know, but
Very Southern. Okay.
yeah, I have a very Southern accent. Like yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay. Do you have a pre-game superstition, ritual, or routine?
I do have a pre-game superstition. I have to tie my shoelaces in a knot 3 times. Both have to be in a triple knot. Personally, to me, if I don't, it's like bad luck. I'm not going to have my shoes on properly. So I always do that. Yeah, and then I have a warm up that I always do as well. It's the same one, always has been, even before I came here. Where I just like do a couple like shooting drills and stuff. Yeah.
We'll finish with these last two. Does the team have a pump up song?
I mean, we can't. I wouldn't say one specific song. We listen to a lot of like SZA, but we have a team playlist that is played. So it's kind of like everyone's favorite songs all meshed. We got to choose. So I guess there's multiple. I wouldn't say one specific one though. We do have the Tiger song that we, sing as well.
The question I was going to get Tyler to answer before it dropped out, is there a particular Aussie word or slang that irritates you?
They make fun of the way we say no. Yes. And they've started saying it now as like their everyday speech. And they'll be
Oh,
like,
no.
no. Yeah. They've started saying it.
Oh no, that's not good. Oh.
It's funny. I'm used to it now. We're used to it.
and then the last question I'm going to ask now. I don't normally ask this question, but I did get told to ask me. Would you like to reenact your your lip syncing winning song?
Unfortunately, well, fortunately for me, I would not be able to do it without my two fellow partners because I am not the main role. Lauren has a very special part in the act, and it just wouldn't be the same without her. I can't do what she did. Yeah, yeah. That's what I really have to say on that.
Oh, well done. You did well to get out of that one. So
Thank you.
well, Carly, thank you so much for giving up some of your time joining us. Obviously, please thank Tyler for me as well, because obviously we didn't get this thank you for coming on the show.
Yes.
But obviously, best of luck against Santa Clara. I can't wait to watch that game, because that's on ESPN Plus. Let's hope you're on the right side of that leisure again, and between obviously yourself and obviously Hannah, because the two dandy teammates, and can't wait to see how that game pans out on Friday afternoon our time.
Yes, I'm so excited. Thank you so much for having me as well. It's been a pleasure.
No worries, and that's Kaylee joining us there from the Pacific Tigers women's basketball team. Of course, their game is the home game, which is Faith Night. It's the theme night there on Thursday, their time, Friday, our time, against Santa Clara. There's more on the Smash Sport show right after this. Don't go away here on the 15th celebration.